Hello Comic Army, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Welcome to the Comic Vet YouTube channel. So today we're going to take a look at what's on my pull list, and I gotta admit, it's a little bit of a lighter week. Within these books, I'm going to talk about a couple books that I just had cleaned and pressed and picked up from my LCS, and let's get right into it. And by the way, everyone, before we begin, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, get a comment ready. Let me know, do you agree with me for cover of the week? And also, please consider following my LCS Retroactive Comics across all their social media platforms. As always, we start with the Spider title. This week, it's Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 5. So I know most people are probably picking this book up too. Everyone's really excited about how this particular story is going. Jonathan Hickman has done a great job with storytelling with this version of Peter Parker that's in the Universe 6160. And yeah, apparently this has first appearance of Dr. Octopus. A book that I missed out on last week was a variant cover for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider done by Jenny Frison. Now, I am a massive Jenny Frison fan, and I generally pick up all her books on New Comic Book Day, and I don't know how I forgot it, but here it is. I'm glad to have it in my PC now. I really think this is one of the better ones that she's done for 2024. Yeah, great job by Jenny Frison for that particular issue. So now we have a little bit of a thicker book with a thicker price, and it's the finale, finally, for the Sabretooth War across the Wolverine title. So this is issue 50, part 10 of the Sabretooth War. I have been really enjoying it. However, I feel it probably could have been wrapped up in just 6 issues. But as we all know, comic books like to stretch things out a little bit, maximize that capital. But here we are now at the conclusion. I've really been enjoying this, like I just mentioned. Sabretooth War, the finale, part 10 of Wolverine issue 50. Again, this comes with a $7.99 price tag on it, and it is an oversized issue. And like the other issues, it does have a parental advisory right here. Okay, now it's time for Cover of the Week. Cover of the Week for me this week belongs to Daniel Acuna for the variant cover for Avengers Twilight issue number 6. Now this has been absolutely terrific as well, and I'm expecting most people who pick up comic books on New Comic Book Day will have this one in their pull list as well. It has been a great story by Chip Zdarsky with older Avengers and younger Avengers teaming up to deal with a particular problem. No spoilers for New Comic Book Day. But Avengers Twilight, my cover of the week by Daniel Acuna. Just terrific. I really enjoy those painted covers, or painted looking covers. Picking up issue 4 of Edge of Spider-Verse. Here we have the Spider-Woman that was in the Sony film Across the Spider-Verse. This particular iteration is now here on the cover, so I decided to pick it up. I enjoyed that particular character, and looking forward to the sequel of Across the Spider-Verse. But Edge of Spider-Verse issue 4, I'll give it a read. It's usually a collection of short stories with different spider characters across the spider totem, and yeah, not a bad cover. Switching over to the independents, I have just one indie for this week, and it's from Rick Remender, one of my favorite writers that I often forget is one of my favorite writers. And this is Grommets, issue 1 of 7. Basically, it's a look back at 1984 in skateboard culture. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this has to offer. I was 10 years old in 1984, so I'm presuming these kids are going to be a little bit older than what I was. But really looking forward to what Rick Remender and Brian Posen, by the way, do with this particular issue. Grommets, issue number 1. And my lone DC book this week belongs to Detective Comics. This is issue 1085. Ram V is still at the helm for the main story that's in here. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Detective Comics is fantastic. So do yourself the favor, jump on at any point. Ram V is a master storyteller when it comes to Detective Comics. I feel like he's probably about 15 or 16 issues in at this point for Detective Comics, and DC headed out of the park by letting Ram V handle Detective Comics, at least with me. And I'm thoroughly enjoying Detective Comics. The artwork has been tremendous as well. Now, off the top of this video, I talked about a couple books that I had cleaned and pressed. Retro Rocket Comics has a friend of their LCS, a gentleman by the name of Scott, who runs Hot Off the Press. Now, Hot Off the Press is a cleaning and pressing service here in Ontario, and I saw the card and decided to give Scott an opportunity. He works with just a flat price, and I thought that was tremendous because there are other pressers in and around Ontario that charge a price, and then they also want a percentage off fair market value. And that's something that I'm not into. Just give me a stone cold price. If I feel it's good value, then I'm going to do some business with you. And the two books I gave to him, the first one I'm going to show here is basically off spec value. It's cleaned and pressed. I hope to have it slabbed, and I'm going to move on from it. I have about 35 cents or maybe 40 cents into this book, because when I bought this book well over 10 or 12 years ago at a garage sale, it was a stack of X-Men books that I paid only $5 for. In amongst that stack of X-Men books I paid $5 for was the Uncanny X-Men 130, the first appearance of Dazzler. And let me tell you, Hot Off the Press did a great job. They brought this book back to life. There was some creases in the front cover. It was not flat. There was some spine ticks. Now there are some color breaking portions of this cover here that just can't be salvaged. But let me tell you, this book is bright and beautiful and back, baby. I'm almost thinking maybe I should keep it for my own PC. But this is, to me, one of those books that I need to move on to someone else's PC to help bolster my own PC with books that would mean something to me a little bit more than what this particular issue does. No knock against the X-Men, no knock against Dazzler, but Dazzler is hot right now, and I'm sure there are some people that are looking for her first appearance. And yeah, Hot Off the Press, great job with the Uncanny X-Men 130, the very famous first appearance of Dazzler. The other book that I cleaned and pressed was actually in great shape. I only picked it up a few weeks ago in Kitchener, Ontario at a toy and comic book expo. And I picked this particular issue up with a pair of G.I. Joe number 2. One was the first print, one was the second print. But the crown jewel of that deal that I worked out was Captain America 111, that classic Steranko cover. And like I said, it was in really good shape, but all of a sudden now it is gorgeous. As you can see, the colors are very bright and vibrant and almost pop off that cover. Now, just by looking at it, you would say, hey Chris, that book is definitely going to be somewhere between an 8 and a 9. Sadly, on this back cover, there is a small stain. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it, but there is a stain somewhere here that was cleaned up a little bit, but is still there. So once it gets graded, it's probably going to fall a few points. So it's realistically, if this gets slabbed, it's going to be somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7.5. But to be honest, to have this book signed by Steranko and come back a 6.5 or 7.5 would be incredible. It'd be one of those crown jewel yellow label books for my PC, because this, as we all know, is a classic Captain America cover, and I'm so glad that I had it cleaned and pressed, because I thought it was great to begin with, but all of a sudden now it is just amazing, and I don't throw that word around very often. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this signed by Steranko, probably over here by the date stamp that's on here, or maybe up here just below the bottom of the trade dress above Steve's head. But yeah, as you can see again, it is just bright and beautiful. Great job, great job. I highly recommend, if you're in Ontario and you need a presser, reach out to Hot Off the Press. Like I said, he gave me a terrific deal, just flat charges. I'm not going to talk about money that he charges because things change. This video might be older and you decide you want to reach out to him and it's a different price from what I talk about. But I am very happy. I will be doing business with Scott again. I look forward to that, and make sure that you check out future videos where I'll be sneaking in books that I got cleaned and pressed from Hot Off the Press. The book I'm thinking right now I'm probably going to have done is my UF4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. I think it's a great shaped book, but I thought that was great too, and look how much better that one looks today. So bright, so vibrant. Anyways, again, everyone, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you agree with me on that Avengers Twilight Acuna variant, it being cover of the week. And also, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, there are now 2 tiers for you to select from. Thank you so much for your time. Until we see you again, take care.